Okay, class. Want to apologize for yesterday's video. We kind of messed up, like we said yesterday. We're learning like you are. And the part that we had recorded over was us talking about the difference between checking account and a debit card. A debit card is actually linked to your checking account. With a checking account, though, you can write checks or use the debit card to withdraw money from your bank or to pay for a purchase at the store. Or online, sometimes you can pay bills with your checking account online. With a debit card, everybody knows what a debit card looks like. It looks like a credit card. The only difference is with the debit card, it comes out immediately. And with a credit card, it comes out a little bit, you can pay for it right then, whether you have money or not, but then you have to pay that plus interest. With the debit card also, you have to have money in your bank for it to work, okay? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see which bank, and learning how to pick a bank and learning out which bank might be better. You have to look at all your options. Okay, so we're going to look over here. We're going to decide. There's two banks here. We have Township bank fees and then Peachtree bank fees. We're going to find out which one is better. So we're going to look at checks. Well, it's 50 cents per check that you write. For Township and for Peachtree, it is free. Which one do you think would be better? If you said Peachtree, you are correct. Okay. Now, for the next one, ATM transactions, non-bank ATM. Okay, this means the non-bank ATM is the bank that is not associated with your bank. It's an ATM that does not, let's say, for example, you're using Wells Fargo Bank. Okay, but you need to stop and get cash out, and you're right there at 7-Eleven. So you go inside 7-Eleven, use their ATM. Or you stop over here by Chase and use their ATM. You're going to get charged extra money because of it's not associated with your bank, okay? Sometimes you get charged their bank fee, the ATM fee of using a different bank, and also some banks charge you an extra fee at their bank for using a non-bank ATM. And just so you know, ATM, does anybody know what ATM stands for? It stands for Automated Teller Machine. So it's kind of like a robot teller. The ladies that are standing inside the bank, I don't know if any of y'all have been to the bank with your parents, but when you walk into a bank, there's like a counter that you go in, and it shows you that you can, and it has somebody there, and you go and tell them, okay, you hand them either a check or a deposit slip. I need to put this money in, or I need to withdraw a slip. You fill out a withdrawal slip and you put that in there. I need to take out so much money. Those are called tellers. Well, an automated teller machine is just that machine that put in there. It's kind of like a robot teller. So, all right, let's move on. All right, Township for a non-bank ATM is $1 per withdrawal. That means every time you use that bank or that ATM, it's going to cost you an extra $1. So if you take out $100, it's going to charge your bank $101, your checking account. Peachtree has $2 per withdrawal. So which one do you think would be better on that one? If you said Township, that is right, because that is the smaller amount. Can't spell. Okay. So, I don't know why this one disappeared. Let's try this one again. I don't know why it keeps disappearing. Peachtree Bank. Okay. All right. So now we're looking at the ATM. Bank ATMs. This is where if you're using Wells Fargo Bank, you go to Wells Fargo Bank ATM. That has that same logo as your bank on there. Okay. Well, a lot of them, it's free. If you use the ATM that's associated with your bank, it is free. There is no additional charge. So here, we could just put same. Okay? All right, and on this next one, debit cards. Debit cards, however, $2.50 per month, whereas Peachtree is 50 cents per withdrawal. So on this one, it really depends. If I take out 5 withdrawals, 5 times 50 is 250. So it'd be about the same. But if I take out 10 withdrawals in a month, 10 times 50 cents is actually $5. So on this one, it's going to depend on how long or how many withdrawals you take, okay? So if you do a lot of withdrawals, then Township would be better. If you don't do very many withdrawals, then the Peachtree would be better. So we're going to put on here less than 5 withdrawals. Oops, I need to capitalize it. It's the name of a bank. Let me see. There we go. And because that is kind of outside there, I'm going to do that. It makes it just a little bit easier. Okay. If more than 5 withdrawals. Now, it's not more and equal to or less than equal to. It's just more than or less than. More than 5 withdrawals. Township bank fees are better. And actually, I need to just I'm going to word it like the other one. Township bank is better. Okay? So now you kind of have an idea what to look for if you're choosing a bank. You kind of want to take a look at all of this, okay? So now let's go down. During 1 month, Carmen wrote 4 checks. Okay, we're not going to worry too much about this, okay? All right? So let's go down here to debit cards or credit cards, okay? So let's talk about this first one. A credit card is a plastic payment card that you can use to purchase goods or services. Now, a credit card, like I was telling you before, even if you don't have money in the bank and there's something that you really, really need, like maybe gas in the car or you need to go buy some food because you're just totally out, but you don't get paid until the end of the week, but you can't wait that long. Maybe you go to the doctor or something. You can use that credit card, and then when your balance comes out, then you can pay it back. Now, with a debit card, you have to have the money in the bank right then. Okay? So now let's take a look at this little paragraph. Sam and Kong bought identical guitars that cost $600. Okay? Sam paid for his guitar with his debit card. So $600 was deducted from his checking account on the day of the purchase. It was right then. It was out right then. Kong charged his guitar on his credit card. Maybe he didn't have enough money in his bank, okay? He made payments each month until the guitar was paid off. Okay? Over time, he paid the credit card company $600 plus an additional $32 in interest. So we're going to describe the payment methods used by Sam and Kong and pay for the guitars affected. So here, Sam, used a debit and it costed only $600. Whereas Kong used a credit card and it ended up costing $632. Okay? Now, sometimes it's not quite so bad. Sometimes it's a little more. You just have to really depend. Okay? So, all right, there we go. That is how that is done. All right? So now we're going to go down here and we're going to decide which ones are better, like an advantage, or which one is a disadvantage. Do not have to carry a cash or a checkbook. Some people would honestly say that's an advantage because a lot of people don't like to carry a lot of cash. Okay? I don't like to carry a checkbook. Okay? Checkbooks can get me in trouble because when you write a check, it takes a few days to go through sometimes, depending on who you write it to. And if you forget about it, I'm telling you now, if you forget, you might as well remember your bank account's going to be overdrawn. And then you get charged an extra fee. Some banks are $28, some are $35. So it just really depends. All right. May include a fee for each purchase. That would be definitely a disadvantage. I mean, sometimes, depending on where you go, you have to use your debit card. They're going to charge an extra $1. A lot of people will pay using a Square. I don't know if y'all have heard of that or not, but it's like a thing they can connect to the end of their phone, and then you can pay it that way. And that does cost a little extra. It's like another, depending on how much it is, that's another 1% to 3.2%. So I don't know exact, but it does cost a little extra. You need a PIN to access your account information. That is actually a very good advantage because if you drop your card somewhere, if nobody else knows your PIN, they cannot take money out. Okay? So do not write your PIN anywhere on the card. Do not give your PIN out to anybody else. It's like a secret. You don't want to give it out to anybody. Okay? Because then if they know it and they get a hold of your card, they can spend money on it. Enough money in account covers the cost of the purchase. That can be a good thing too, because you may not, and that would actually depend on somebody, because like if it's something like a doctor's appointment or medicine you just have to have, but you don't have enough money, that's where the credit card would be good. But on this one, it's an advantage because then you won't spend more than you need to spend, okay? It kind of helps you out. Easy access to cash at ATMs. That is an advantage, okay? Let's say I need money. A lot of credit cards do not let you take money off, okay? So let's go over here real quick. Balances can quickly increase and be difficult to pay off each month. That is definitely a disadvantage because, they can rack up them fees really quick. May include a yearly fee. Sometimes it's a monthly fee. Sometimes it's a yearly fee. Sometimes it's just interest on your purchase. It depends on the credit card company. But, yeah, you end up paying more than what the purchase actually was worth. Statements provide a record of expense. That's an actual good advantage because it gives you a record. Okay, hey, all right, where did this money go? Well, here you go. You bought this, you bought this, you bought this with a credit card, and it helps. Can make a purchase without having money to cover it. That can be good. It can be bad, but then again, it can be good. Like I said, if it's for something important like medicine, food, doctor's appointment, gas, something that's a necessity. Must pay interest on any unpaid monthly bills. You know what? Like I said, let's say if you're just barely making payments and stuff, but you get stuck, well, guess what? That payment's going to go up. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go down to, and I'm sorry, but I did not even tell you what pages we were on. The first one was on 529. The second one is on 530. Now we're going to go down to 531. Now this is one that we're going to want to see you to turn in. Okay, so this we have to subtract or add. Now, right here, if it's a deposit, it is an add. You add stuff into it. If it's a withdrawal, you're going to subtract. Okay? If it is the balance, that's what it equals, okay? So my beginning balance was $236.75. By the way, guys, this is what a check registry looks like, okay? And this is for Annie's. Annie's check registry, okay, in her bank, she has $236.75. Well, she went and mowed the lawn, took her money and deposited it in her bank. She made $25, okay? So she adds that. See, it's an add up here. So then she added it and got $261.75. Well, she decided, all right, let's go to the beauty salon. Let's get our hair done. Let's get our nails done. She pays $28.29. Okay. That's $233. That we subtract that. It's under withdrawal, so it's a subtract. And that is $233.